Hey everybody, welcome back. It's patch 7.9, and this time I want to show you a high damage Udyr build focusing on attack speed to make use of the changes to Tiger Stance. We'll be starting with the Sheen for the early burst damage for ganking. Next we'll get Bloodrazor so we can do more damage in longer fights. After Bloodrazor we can decide to upgrade the Sheen to either Trinity Force if we want to do the most damage we can, or Iceborn Gauntlet if we want the armor instead. Then finally, we'll build only defense items in the late game for survivability in team fights. We'll start level 1 with a Hunter's Machete and Refillable Potion. In the early game, we want to get a Hunter's Potion, Basic Boots, Stalker's Blade, and Sheen. Boots can be upgraded defensively to either counter a lot of magic damage or a lot of physical damage, or if you're a little bit fed, you can probably just go for the Swiftness Boots. The core item of this build is the Bloodrazor. Bloodrazor is pretty good on the new Tiger Stance because of the new effect on every 3 hits. After Bloodrazor, you can decide if you're a little bit fed, you want Trinity Force, but maybe you're a little bit behind, or maybe the enemy team is mostly physical damage, then you should get Iceborn instead. In late game defensive items, as usual, depending on the enemy team comp, or if there's any very fed specific enemy champions, you can try to counter build against that with either armor or magic resist. Also, with these late game defensive items, you can try to reach your maximum cooldown reduction, because you'll already have 20% from the Sheen item. For the runes, we're going to be using all attack speed quints, 2 attack speed reds, the remaining 7 reds are attack damage, the yellows are all flat armor, and the blues are all scaling MR. For the Masteries, 18012, Fervor Battle, and Battle Trance. Our strategy with this build is to stick to somebody with our high attack speed, stack up our Fervor Battle. The attack damage from Fervor Battle is going to increase our damage from Tiger Stance, and remember, Tiger Stance now has the effects on every third hit. First clear, starting at blue as always, so we can keep our passive fully stacked for the entire clear using that blue buff. At level 1, you want to attack 7 times between each Q activation because you'll get a Tiger proc on the first attack, the 4th attack, and the 7th attack, and at that time your Q will be coming off cooldown, so 7 attacks is a pretty good number for level 1. And level 2, you get Turtle Stance, and you alternate those for farming the wolves, attacking the small wolves first, with 4 attacks between each ability activation. That way you'll get your on-hits on your first attack, and your 4th attack with every ability. If you want more detail on the exact sequence of abilities and attacks, I made a video that explains that a lot more in depth. You can visit the video that I'm linking on the screen here in the top right corner. Level 3, take Bear Stance, use the plant to jump over the wall, and look for a gank opportunity. So just finished the first clear. Let's try to get behind that Ahri because he's a bit pushed. We can try to get that first blood bonus. So we'll activate Turtle before running around the corner for the shield, then we'll switch to Bear Stance, and that's going to be first blood for us. Now let's try to get a kill in bot lane, but on the way there we can quickly take out the Scuttle Crab. Let's use this plant to see if the jungler is nearby, and we can jump right over this wall to get into this bush. Now let's wait and look for an opportunity to jump in. Now since Thresh walked right in front of me, I decided to engage on him, just stunned him, did a little bit of damage, but since the AD carry walked right towards me, that's going to be a more important target. So that's going to be another kill for us, 1300 gold, that's a pretty good amount of money for the first recall. It's going to be enough to finish a Hunter's Potion, Basic Boots, Stalker's Blade, and a Control Ward. Now, we've helped mid and bot, let's try to get a kill in top lane. On the way there, we can take out the wolves. We can use this plant to see if there's any wards up here. And it's not warded, but Scion is not very pushed, so we're probably not going to get that kill. Let's just leave a couple wards up here for my teammate. I'll leave a control ward on our side of the map to make it a little bit easier to protect, and I'll put the trinket ward in the tri-bush. Now here's another plant. Let's just go walk up and clear this. Now Ahri sees me, but he doesn't think I'm going to gank him right now, so I'm just going to walk right around this wall. Fizz engages with his ult. That's going to give us enough time to get in there and stun him, and that's another assist for us. Now Lee Sin shows up, and since my Fizz is so low, I'm going to try to block that Q. Just stand between Fizz and Lee Sin. And let's head back down towards bot lane again, because that Thresh is very low. We can probably just tower dive him, attack him a couple times, and kill him. And then after that, we can get a little bit of damage onto this tower, and the enemy blue buff is about to spawn, so I'll head over there, leave a deep ward over here to see when Lee Sin is coming. Looks like that's going to be a free blue for us, and Lee Sin is in bot, so let's head down there to help. Both my bot laners recall, so 1 versus 3, not a good idea. Let's just Try to get away from this, dodge those skill shots. And watching this Lee Sin going back into his jungle. Sorry bro, already took your blue. He starts wolves. So we're going to walk over here and activate Tiger Stance before coming around the corner. This way we can have a stun right after that, and then Tiger Stance will already be off cooldown to be used again. And Lee Sin is dead. Now we already got 4 kills. That's going to be an uncontested dragon, and that's a good start to the game. So let's move on to another game to show you another example. Again, starting right after the first clear, let's run up to top lane because that's the most pushed enemy. So it's just going to take a couple attacks, and we got another first blood bonus. Now, since we already got a kill in top lane, let's invade the enemy jungle to see what we can find. We found the Vi, he just finished his blue buff, we're both level 3. Now he messes up his Q there, and I just use a plant to gap close and get a little bit of damage out. He flashes, I use Ghost also, so we traded summoners. His summoner had a longer cooldown, so I guess I'm okay with that. Now, Riven is back up in top lane, so let's run back up there. Let's be patient to see if we can jump in after he uses his cooldown. So right when he's about to engage, and there it goes, right there. He jumps in, he gets silenced, knocked up, and that's going to be another kill. Sometimes patience really pays off. We found this Vi over here taking the scuttle. Let's smite that and try to kill this Vi. I know he doesn't have flash. Let's just attack move in the direction he wants to run to stay in range and keep attacking him. And that's going to be our 3rd kill. Now let's run down to mid lane to try to get another kill. This time, we're not going to get an assist for this one, but we at least prevented him from getting away. I mean, he was probably going to be dead anyways, but just in case, you know, we were there. Meanwhile, bot lane gets a kill on the enemy AD carry, so we're just going to do an early dragon because our team already has 5 kills. So we're going to take advantage of our lead and rush this dragon. It's a Mountain Drake, so it's a pretty good one to get, and we are off to a good start. Now this Vi tower dives my Syndra. He gets the kill, but he's going to pay for it. Let's also take out the Scuttle Crab, just because it doesn't take very much time, especially if we attack move as we attack it. We can kind of keep moving in the direction we want to go without wasting a lot of time. Let's use this plant to clear this blue buff because the blue buff just spawned, so let's try to sneak this, and let's leave a control ward for my team. Now since we're on this side of the map, I'm going to put a control ward on the far corner of the tri-bush. That's going to make it that much harder for the Riven to kill that ward, and hopefully if he does try, Cho'Gath will be able to punish him. Let's do a little bit of farming. I like to take Phoenix at level 6, just for the clear speed because we're not building a Tiamat, and with the mana changes it makes it not too bad. So I would recommend taking 1 Phoenix Stance level early, and I like to do it at level 6 because that way I'm not losing any levels in Tiger Stance. That Caitlyn got caught out of position. We're going to take this opportunity again to take the 2nd dragon. Let's give this blue buff to my mid laner because I have a Hunter's Potion, so I should be fine, and he's doing pretty good also. Looks like we're both going to roam up to top lane. Our top laner is getting dived by this enemy Lissandra. Cho'Gath barely survives, and we're able to get in there and get that kill. Syndra's going to flash ult onto that Riven to finish him off. Now this last guy up here, this Vi, he's going to get caught by our Syndra stun, and Cho'Gath and I are going to follow up. He's not going to get away from that one. So let's push down this tower. Looks like a big team fight's about to break out in bot lane, so let's run down there. Lissandra's going deep. All these guys are here, all 5 of the enemies, so if I dive in, I will definitely die, so I gotta try to back out a little bit. We didn't do very much damage in the end, but we ended up taking the attention of half of the enemy team, while the other half of the team got destroyed by my team. So it worked out. Now we're gonna push down this tower, and then I just recalled, picked up Swiftness Boots, and continued building Trinity Force. Being 5-2, this is the type of game where I would build Trinity Force. The only time I would not is if I was losing early and against a lot of physical damage. But I would say 4 times out of 5, I'm building Trinity Force. Another dragon for us, but it was so rudely interrupted by this Caitlyn. That's not cool, Caitlyn. We're gonna have to take care of this real quick. Now here, this was a pretty interesting fight because I'm in the enemy jungle behind these guys, and they're engaging, they're chasing, and I guess they don't all realize that I'm behind them. So I'm able to get behind them and maybe pick up a couple kills. So they're chasing this guy up river, this Vi and Lissandra. We can sneak up right behind this Lissandra and finish him off real quick. And now let's try to get this Vi. Now I'm going to stun Vi, and then I'm going to attack 4 times in Tiger Stance, 4 times in Phoenix Stance, and then go back to Bear Stance. That's a pretty common ability order that I use. Gonna leave a Zizurut portal up here in top because Baron's alive, so that'll help us push the lane out a little bit. get a little bit of control in the area so we can fight for Baron. Looks like my team wants to fight for Baron right now. We don't even need to get a pick, let's just go for Baron. Alright team, let's do it. It's not going to take too long to kill it. Now here, my team kind of switched their focus off of Baron. It's not a problem because I know I can finish Baron. I just got to be careful to not get out-smited. So I'm watching Baron's health. My smite is exactly 900 damage right now. When Baron has like 950 health, like one more auto plus one smite, then I want to combine the next auto attack with smite to finish off the Baron. So as soon as Baron hits almost 900 health, I know that my next auto, I want to combine that with smite. And then following the Baron fight, we just destroy these guys in a team fight. Let's try to get to this Caitlyn. A couple autos will kill me, but it might be just enough health to get in there, get one stun. That's a kill. And this last guy up here, that's an ace. Which means we can get this top tower, we can get the next top tower, and the inhibitor. We can get this last tower here, but we're going to have to back out because they're all spawning, and I barely have any health. So let's run away now. So we're going to recall, and I'm going to pick up a Thorn Mail because most of the damage from the enemy team against me is physical damage. Now for this next fight, the Lissandra is just going to dive deep again, but I'm going to take this time to dive straight onto the enemy AD carry. Then we can run back in here, 4 attacks in Tiger Stance each time, before switching to either Turtle Stance or Phoenix Stance, and then you would attack 4 more times before switching back to Bear Stance or Tiger Stance. So we got that Vi, and we got the Lissandra, and that's another ace. That's going to be enough time to grab the inhibitor. We can also have enough time to grab Elder. I can start it solo. The new Turtle Stance is going to give me enough healing to be able to solo this actually. And since we already have top and mid inhib down, the last lane to push after this dragon is bot lane. So we're going to run down there as a team. We'll drop this Caesar up portal in bot lane to help us push. And that's going to be pretty much the end of this game. So I'm going to take this time to say thank you for watching the video. Hopefully you learned something. And leave a like if you would like to see more videos like this one. And also, finally, you may have noticed that this video was a little bit delayed. But basically, for the next month or so, it might be hard for me to keep up with the regular schedule. So I just wanted to give you all a little update on why. And I'm sure many of you don't care. That's why I put this at the end of the video. I'm in my last year of college, and I'm in the middle of the hardest semester I've ever had. So currently, at the pace I'm going, I'm not able to keep up with my schoolwork. Either live streaming or YouTube is going to have to be put on hold for about a month. And it's not going to be YouTube. So I won't be live streaming for a little while. And I'll instead use that time for making YouTube videos. But in June, everything should be back to normal, and I'll be back to streaming and picking up speed on YouTube again. So thank you guys for understanding, and thank you again for all the support, and I will see you guys again soon. Later, guys.